News this half hour.
Live from the Archbold High School Auditorium, this is ArchComm's News at noon 30 with anchors Miley Cox and Tobias Heidenreich.
News this half hour. November 4th, Election Tuesday is only a few days away. We look at top ballot issues and races and ways voters can get informed.
One of those ballot issues concerns the addition of a Casey's convenience store in Archbold. We talk with the zoning office about the progress of the Casey's project.
Archbold High School students team up elementary students in a program called Blue Streak Buddies. We hear students' responses to the new partnership.
Last week, Yellow Ribbon Week in Archbold schools worked to raise awareness and prevention for suicide among students and staff. We look back and review at the week's activities.
Plus, we'll recap the fall sports seasons and we'll highlight the postseason achievements of girls golf, soccer, volleyball, cross country, and football. All this right now on News at noon 30. Good afternoon, I'm Miley Cox.
And I'm Tobias Heidenreich. Election day is just around the corner. Quentin Gutierrez and I got the details on the 2025 Archbold Village Council race. Archbold voters will soon decide who will represent them on Village Council. 3 of the 6 seats are up for election this November 4th, and candidates recently shared their ideas for the village's future.
In just a few weeks, Archbold voters will head to the polls to fill 3 at-large seats on Village Council. The current council includes Mayor Brad Grimm and 6 members: Carla Ball, Aaron Babcock, Kevin Eicher, Vaughn Bantz, Chad Kern, and Gary Dominic. The seats held by Bantz, Kern, and Dominic are expiring this year, meaning voters will choose who continues shaping local policy for the next 4 years. Earlier this month, ArchComm Media and the Archbold Rotary Club hosted a Meet the Candidates forum on YouTube, giving residents a closer look at the people behind the ballot. Incumbent Gary Dominic focused on infrastructure and keeping village services reliable. Chad Kern emphasized transparency and involving residents in decision-making. Newcomer Brian Petrus talked about encouraging community growth and economic opportunity. Other candidates, including Michael Evans, Brandon Worster, and Con Wise, shared ideas about improving communication and balancing residential and business development. Village council decisions affect nearly every part of daily life, from roads and sidewalks to utilities and long-term planning. Whether it's familiar faces or fresh perspectives, this election will help shape how Archbold grows in the years ahead.
You can find the Meet the Candidates event on the ArchComm YouTube channel to learn more about candidates. A few Casey's gas station and convenience store could soon join the corner of Lafayette Street and South Defiance Street, but not without plenty of discussion from residents and local officials. Our reporter has more on what's planned when construction could begin and how it might impact the community.
The proposed Casey's location at Lafayette and South Defiance Street has cleared several local hurdles. According to the village, the company is currently under a land lease contract with the site's developer and has already received full approval from Archbold officials. However, the project still needs state and EPA permits, as well as approval from the Wood County Building Department before any construction begins.
Assuming all that goes and nothing changes, that's where it will be built.
If everything moves forward, construction could begin sometime in 2026, though officials say that timeline depends on many factors. The development also connects to a ballot issue involving Sunday alcohol sales. While the village itself doesn't manage liquor permits, voters may decide whether Casey's can sell alcohol during limited hours on Sundays. Some residents have expressed concerns about that issue, particularly given the gas station's proximity to a nearby church, while others say it could be convenient for customers.
Some of the citizens didn't want them to sell alcohol that close to a church. Other citizens may look at that as being inconvenient, where they would want to purchase alcohol on Sunday. They can't do it at Casey's.
Public reaction has been mixed. 2 public hearings brought in large turnouts, with many residents voicing worries over traffic congestion, especially near schools and factories in that area.
A lot of the concern was the traffic congestion in that intersection. And then also one of the concerns, kids walking to school, especially young kids walking to school in that intersection being busier.
Officials say pedestrian safety and intersection flow will be key points in their continued planning. Despite concerns, the project does come with potential positives. The estimated $1.7 million build could bring new jobs and help reduce congestion elsewhere in town.
Instead of them, maybe congesting downtown like Circle K, they'll divert to the Casey's, or maybe they'll go to Sunoco or Marathon, one of the other gas stations.
They also point out that competition can be healthy for local businesses. While no firm construction date is set, Local officials say the addition of a national brand like Casey's reflects continued interest in Archibald's growth. Until final permits are issued, the corner of Lafayette and South Defiance remains just a plan, but one that's sparking plenty of conversation.
The Archbold Leadership class takes time on their Fridays to hang out with some younger students. We talked with leadership class teacher David Dominic and tell us a little bit more about that class.
So the leadership class that we have currently is for sophomores through seniors, and it started from the idea that we always talk about needing better leadership, better leaders, but how many of us have actually been trained on it? So that was kind of where the idea came from. I knew there were some other schools that had been doing it around, and we kind of went with that idea. I talked to some of them. I know Liberty Center had it. Tenora had it going at the time as well. So I kind of talked with both those teachers and to see what it was all about, you know. And for us, it's a semester course, and it's one of those electives where we're looking for people that want to be the future leaders of this world, and we're just trying to develop skills to help them in that regards.
We interviewed Rupika Dua and Wyatt Klein, two current leadership students, and they told us what they have learned so far in the leadership class.
Taking leadership with Damo this year, I've learned how to be a leader and how to different types of leadership styles. Currently we're working on what leadership style fits us and how to implement that in our daily lives and how to work with other people, because it's not always the easiest thing in the world, but I think that's the biggest thing to learn, and just knowing your strengths and your weaknesses and being okay with knowing you have strengths and weaknesses.
Definitely just patience and confidence, and learning that other people have things going on that affect the way that they respond to what you're trying to teach them and how you're trying to lead them.
Mr. Dominic mentioned that the initial conversation for this program was held in January of 2023 with Archbold Elementary Principal Mrs. Thiel, and the program began the next school year. His goal was to find a way for the leadership class to give back, and he couldn't think of a better way than working with those at the smallest level of schooling. He said that Mrs. Thiel did most of the work pairing her students with a high schooler she felt fit their personality and maybe what they were interested in. Mr. Dominic expressed that he was unsure how the students would react to this project initially, but he said they found out very quickly how much students liked working with the younger students.
We didn't really know what to expect early on. I didn't know how our high schoolers would deal with it, and we found out in a hurry that it was a hit. I think at first we only went every other week, and then it evolved and we started going every Friday to go over there and help them. And we help them in any area, maybe homework that needs to be done, extra work to make them better in school, and sometimes it's just being there, interacting with them, trying to get them out of their comfort zones and just get used to older kids helping them out.
We had a chance to talk with elementary principal Mrs. Thiel to get her thoughts on just how much this program has impacted the students at her school.
I think I've seen several benefits for our kids. I think one, it's motivating for them. They get super excited when they know that their high school buddy's coming over on Fridays. I think it's kind of given them a little incentive to work hard because they want to be proud of the things that they show their high school buddy. And they enjoy working with them and showing them all the things they're doing in the classroom. I also think it kind of gives them a sense of connection, because for some of these students, peer relationships might be more difficult, and so they have someone that they know is coming over just to talk to them, and they can spend a half hour with them talking and practicing academic skills, but also just making friendships and peer relationships. So I think it's been overall just a fantastic addition to what we're doing here with our kids, and something that just motivates and gives kids some incentive to work a little harder and something to be proud of. I think my favorite part is just seeing the kids' faces light up when their buddies get here, or when they see them coming down the hallway, or also even out in the community or at athletic events, or where they see the kids outside of school. We're there's my buddy on the football field, or they're on the basketball court, or on the soccer field. It's just really neat to see that they've made those connections, and then those high school kids acknowledge them too, and high fives in the hallway if they're here working also as a peer tutor or things like that. So it's just, again, the whole connection piece, and that's what we're about here in the community in our school is that connection, and it just it's awesome to see their faces light up.
Last Friday, we talked with some of the elementary students who work with a high school student. They told us what they liked about working with their Blue Streak buddy.
My favorite thing to do with my Blue Streak buddy is to do math IXLs, and also it's really fun because she feels more like my best friend than a teacher.
My favorite thing is to play games, do my unit quiz, and do my IXLs with Ryan.
Thank you, Mr. Dominic and Mrs. Thiel, for putting this program together. It is awesome to see the impact that students like us can have on younger students. Last week was a busy and meaningful one here at Archbold High School. Students took part in Yellow Ribbon Week, a series of events focused on suicide prevention awareness and supporting mental health. We talked with Mr. Holgrave and Mrs. Oyer to learn more about what Yellow Ribbon Week is all about.
Yellow Ribbon Week, from a staff standpoint and a school standpoint, is a good reminder for us as staff members to really connect with the students, be available for them, let them know that we are here for them in the long run for everything that they need. We're not just here to teach text and material. We're here for them in all aspects of life. And because we've opened up through Yellow Ribbon Week and the other things we do during the school year, a lot more kids have been open to talk and go to staff members for that.
Yellow Ribbon Week is actually a national campaign, and locally it's sponsored by the 4-County Adams Board and the 4-County Suicide Prevention Coalition. And Yellow Ribbon campaign is really targeted at bringing awareness to suicide prevention and, like Mr. Holgrave said, opening doors to have conversations and provide resources to our students.
On Monday, the Archbold peer-to-peer team passed out a special keychain that they helped design with other area schools and the 4-County Suicide Prevention Coalition. The idea actually came from one of our own students. We talked with Rudy Roger about what inspired him to create it.
Like, I saw just like, it was like early last year, and I was just like, everything was just going wrong. Mental health was like all over the place, and I was like, there's got to be something that we can at least try and help and like solve. So it was just like an idea, and then like we like perfected it with like our whole peer-to-peer team. We perfected it, and it is what we have today. So, and a lot of the times what we get is like all these people will come in and they'll just hand us out like these pamphlets or these papers, and like I did it too. Like everybody just threw them away, and nobody really like looked at them. They just ended up in the trash or in the burn pile, and we knew that if we could do this and just put it on the backpack, everybody can see it, and like it doesn't like stand out so much. So like you can just walk by it, scan it, and quickly go, and like nobody will notice or think anything about it.
The keychain features the school logo on one side, and on the other, a QR code that links to Credible Mind, a website that offers assessments, mental health resources, and self-help tools. Thanks to a grant, every student in the 4-county area received one of these keychains. Tuesday, students participated in the Get Schooled Tour, an energetic and interactive presentation about the real-life struggles students face, from stress and anxiety to social pressures. During the assembly, students took part in live polls and question and answer sessions, learning practical ways to take care of their mental health and support one another. On Wednesday, every high school student received a blue "It's Okay to Not Be Okay" t-shirt, thanks to generous donations from 2 local businesses. The shirt includes the 988 crisis text line on the back of the shirt. Then, on Friday, students were asked to wear their shirts for a group photo in the gym during activity period. They also took part in a few fun activities, a way to give everyone a short mental break before heading back to class. Friday, students were asked to bring in baked goods for the annual bake sale at the football game.
We compete in this bake sale duel at the end of Yellow Ribbon Week, but all money raised by both schools goes to the 4-County Suicide Prevention Coalition, and they have a variety of outreach, not just in schools, but in our communities, through ads and advertisements, providing resources, teaching courses to kids, providing mental health first aid trainings, to everything from our pastoral societies to they come into my classroom and teach our seniors. They even go into local businesses. So all of this is to help keep dollars here, resources here, to further provide that message that I mentioned earlier about spreading awareness and opening up lines of communication to provide resources for our community.
We caught up with BJ Horner, the manager of community services at the 4-County Adams Board, at the football game. She shared more about the impact these events have had on the students and the community. She explained how the Adams Board has been able to use the money raised by Yellow Ribbon Week for things like the Signs of Suicide program, teen mental health first aid, and crisis text line t-shirts. She also mentioned that there is a program called the 4-County Lost Team, which is a group of volunteers who help families who have lost someone to suicide. The money raised stays within the 4-County area to help students know that there is hope. This year, Archbold raised over $4,500, while Liberty Center raised just over $2,200. Over the past 4 years, Archbold alone has been able to raise just over $15,000 for the 4-County Suicide Prevention Coalition.
Overall, it was a great week here at Archbold High School. Thank you to the peer-to-beer team, the staff, and to Mrs. Oyer and Mr. Holgrave for organizing all of the events.
If someone you know is struggling, you can call or text 988 to reach the Suicide and Crisis Lifeline.
And remember,
it's okay to not be okay.
Miley Cox, Joel Ward, and Kelly Pedraza covered sport recaps. We begin with cross country.
The boys and girls cross country team had a great season with both teams finishing second at the NWOAL race in Wauseon and third place at the district meet in Columbus Grove. Unfortunately, none of the boys' team qualified for the state meet this season, but the top 7 girls did qualify and will race this Saturday at Fortis Opitz in Columbus, Ohio. Here's Coach Rachel Kinsman for more information on how the season went.
Actually had a great season for our cross-country season this year. Our guys and girls have competed really well. We had another large team. We had 25 guys and 17 girls, and so that's a great number for us. And along with that, they just competed really well together. So going throughout this season in our invitationals, they placed really well as a team because of that depth and because of the hard work they're doing as a team. Getting into the league meet, we were second on both sides, which is a huge accomplishment for both teams to be competing so well. And then, as we went through our season early on, those first 1 through 7 meets, we had some moving around of our top 7 to 10, and which is always a nice thing to do. It gives people opportunities, and when we have to go down to those 7 runners, we get to pick who performed during that week or the week before, and it's fun to kind of throw them that yellow jersey and say you're one. What I like about our sport so much is that even though we have to pick 7 at some meets, everybody gets to run and everybody gets an opportunity to race.
The girls' soccer team had an amazing season with a final record of 16 wins, 4 losses, and a tie, defeating Evergreen 8-0 in their district semifinal game and claiming the district in a 2-day match over Coldwater 2-1. They eventually fell in the regional semifinal to Woodmore 3-2 in a dramatic double overtime match. Some key players this season were Claire Kern with 27 goals and Addison Kinsman with 12 assists. The team is coached by head coach James Kidder and assistant coaches Jen Kidder and Brody Nofsiger.
The boys soccer team completed its 2025 season, finishing with an overall record of 12-5-1 after a devastating sectional final loss to Continental on October 18th. The team is led by head coach Stuart Roger and assistant coaches Jonathan Lance and Austin Welch. Some top performers this season include Rudy Roger, who got first team All-League and Offensive Player of the Year, Rocco Roger, and Quinn Sauter, who also got NWOAL first team.
The football team has had an amazing season with a record of 8-2, only losing to St. Henry in the second week and the Liberty Center Tigers last week. Some key players this season are quarterback Jarrett Rivenaugh, wide receiver Morgan Harris, and defensive end/quarterback Wyatt Klein. The Streaks are led by head coach David Dominic, who has been coaching at Archbold for over 9 years. We talked to Coach Dominic and asked him how the season has been going so far. This is what he had to say.
Yeah, well, it's been good so far. We're 8-1. Our only loss coming to a very good St. Henry team in week 2, where we battled some adversity and, we had a chance in the end, just couldn't finish the game off. So, looking at this week, we're heading into a league championship game with a very good Liberty Center squad, and I think as the years kind of progressed on, we've continued to improve, continue to be more physical. And I think that's been the big thing. And with our guys this year, when we've challenged them, they stepped up, I think early in the year we struggled with some areas, and when we challenged them, they were able to make plays as we move forward. For me, these guys, they come and work hard. They don't complain that much. But no, they really play with each other, play for each other, and that's been a big thing for them, in the game of football. It's 11 guys on the field, and you need to play them as a unit, and if they don't, good things don't happen. The good things don't happen for you.
The Streaks will play next Friday in our first playoff game against the winner of Seneca East and Woodmore. Go Streaks! The girls' volleyball team had a great season this year, finishing with a record of 16-8 and beating Evergreen in the district semifinals. Unfortunately, the Streaks lost to Huron in the Division V state tournament. The Streaks did, however, achieve their 1,000th program win in the district semifinals against Evergreen. Senior Lexi Ripke got first-team All-League, as well as junior Kennedy Hurst. Freshman Molly Harris stepped up and got second team, and lastly, senior Miley Garricky and sophomore Carly Cruz got honorable mentions. The girls' volleyball team is led by head coach Debbie Culler and assistant coach Allison Bentley. The girls' tennis team had a successful season, achieving a 5-0 sweep against Wauseon and a 5-0 sweep against Bluffton. Key players include seniors Jade Whitaker, Remy Ryan, and Autumn Brennan in singles, and Regan Gherkin and Ireland Hug, Autumn Massinger and Riley Stuckey in doubles. The team season ended with a record of 8-6, with a final victory over Bluffton boosting their record. The Lady Streaks are led by head coach Logan Wise.
The boys golf team had a great season, finishing third at their sectional tournament, where juniors Grady Short and Griffin Valentine got first and second, and then qualifying for the Division II district tournament, where the boys placed seventh with a team score of 360 at Maumee Bay State Park. Junior Grady Short was a top performer of the season, winning league tournament honors and being named a first-team All-League player. The boys golf team is coached by Ian Radabaugh, who is in second year of coaching the team. The girls' golf team had a successful season, winning their fifth consecutive NWOAL League title, qualifying for the Division II state tournament and winning the Division II district title. Amazing this season and should be proud of how it went. Two teams continue to compete in the postseason. Football has a bye tonight for week 1 of the playoffs and will host the week 2 game next Friday. And just a few hours ago, AHS had a state send-off for the girls' cross-country team. Students lined the main hallway and the band played the team to the bus. The team is traveling to Fortress Obetz in Columbus to compete in the state meet tomorrow morning. Good luck, ladies.
The annual AES Halloween Parade will take place today, Friday, October 31st. It will start at 1:30 p.m. and parents are welcome to watch the parade in the AES Gymnasium. Due to an AES PE class taking place in the gym, parents are asked not to arrive earlier than 1:15 p.m. The AHS Marching Band will also be performing in the gym during the parade.
I'm feeling pretty good about it. Every year it's great to give back to the community and help bring just a little bit of joy to all these little elementary school kids' Halloween party. It's always fun to see their reaction. Honestly, it was my sophomore year, I remember, because in the mellophone and saxophone squad, we dressed as the Scooby-Doo gang. And I kid you not, there was a little kid that looked like every single one of us dressed as the Scooby-Doo gang. So it was just a great, oh my gosh, it's like a mini us as we're standing there in our costumes. So we usually play 3 or 4 songs. It's usually Don't Fear the Reaper, Ghostbusters, and Monster Mash. I feel like there's one more, but I can't really remember. Ooh, definitely Ghostbusters, because there's a bunch of horn rips and you can just hit all those high notes. It's a good refresher, I guess. I don't know. It's a really good, just different from your slow songs usually.
Thanks for your information on the parade. We actually have some kids here from the Archbold Elementary School to join us. JD Holgrave and Carly Grunhagen. Hi kids, how are you doing?
Good.
So,
what are you guys' costumes?
A cowgirl. Walleye fan.
Oh, that are some cool costumes right there. So, are you guys excited for the parade?
Yeah. Yeah.
Both excited?
Yeah.
That sounds great.
Make sure to go check out the parade today. You are reminded to please not come earlier than 1:15 due to a class in the gym. Coming soon to the Archbold High School, Fall Play will be taking place here in the high school auditorium starring Joel Ward, Janae Murillo, and Molly Rutledge. The play will be performed on November 15th and November 16th. Eric Vault and Vivian Legato have the story.
Our cast is a good mix of experienced actors and actresses and a mix of some newcomers. And overall, you can't tell who's who on the stage. They all hold themselves to a high quality. Their memorization has been down from the beginning. This cast has not messed around. They've gotten down to business and they've worked really hard. And each rehearsal, they continue to grow and get better. This show, I have no worries about it. The cast will put on a phenomenal experience to any audience member who decides to buy a ticket and have a seat on this adventure with them. So this year's fall play is called It Happened on Route 66, and it takes place at a classic 1950s American diner in Arizona. And what happens is our story really kicks off when a Hollywood actress is found in a disguise at the diner, and we realize that she is running away from her Hollywood movie star fiance who she's supposed to be getting married to that day. So our main waitress at the diner is obsessed with this Hollywood romance and has followed it for forever, and she's so excited that this is happening. And basically kind of living the romance dream through these two stars. So when she discovers that the romance isn't true and it's not happening and the wedding is off, she's devastated, but she's going to do anything she can to help the famous actress Lovie L'Amour in any way that she can. So this is a classic comedy. It's got lots of laughter, it's got lots of unique characters, and it's overall just a really great show. So anyone who comes, be sure to be ready to laugh and just have some good wholehearted fun.
If you are interested, be sure to get tickets and see the play November 15th or 16th in the Archbold High School Auditorium. As we close today's program, Miley and I are joined by the cast members of the AHS Fall Play. It happened on Route 66, inviting our viewers to attend the performances in 2 weeks at the Archbold High School Auditorium. Do you guys got anything to say?
Happened on Route 66.
To all of you viewing our show this afternoon, if you've enjoyed our program, subscribe to the ArchComm channel on YouTube for more great content. Thanks so much for tuning in ArchComm's Media's News at Noon 30. I'm Tobias Heidenreich.
And I'm Miley Cox. Have a happy Halloween and a great Friday, everybody.
Bye-bye. Oh, is that camera?